Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for accepting our interview. We know that this unsuccessful attempt took place in Turkey, but we are mostly interested by geopolitical consequences of this event. And my first question would be about the Russia-Turkey relationship. How would it influence? Because a lot of experts are talking about closer ties between Russia and Turkey now.
Well, I think some people might be confusing the time frame in which this all took place. The decision by Turkey and Russia to bring back their relations to normalcy as much as possible was taken, of course, before the coup. In these about 7 months that Turkish-Russian relations were in crisis due to Russia's reactions, rather. For the Turkish part, we were more cool-headed, and we knew that what we did was not wrong. During those 7 months, it was abnormal not to be speaking with Russia. We were the only ally in NATO, the only country in Europe in this area, including Ukraine, mind you, not speaking to Russia. So now that abnormality is behind us. And this is something our allies appreciate, and I'm sure Ukraine also understands and appreciates it, because it's an additional channel to speak with Russia, to have express our views, and they might be different views from Russia's on Syria, Ukraine, of course, and other international issues. So I think this is how it should be looked at. So geopolitically, Turkey is the same Turkey people know. I mean, had the coup been successful, and I don't see that as a probable scenario really, maybe then people should have been concerned, but not now.
Mm-hmm. And you do know that Russia and Ukraine have some conflicts, and do you think that this return to normality, as you call it, with a relationship with Russia, will influence Turkish vision and Turkish perspective on what's going on in Ukraine? I mean, first of all, Crimea, would Turkey question this issue, and what's going on in Donetsk?
Obviously not. Because what I say is Turkey going back to, again, a normal dialogue, a dialogue with Russia, on being speaking terms in Russia, doesn't mean forgetting what happened in Ukraine and Crimea, or what we believe that is wrong in this whole affair. And this we've been saying before Turkish-Russian relations went to this crisis mode in the last 7 months. So our position in that sense will be the same, of course. From the day one of the crisis in Ukraine, we were on the side of Ukraine for its territorial integrity, unity, sovereignty, inclusive democratic process, hopefully reformed, hopefully again successful in its approaching Europe. All this, of course, including Crimea, and very dear to our hearts, our Crimean Tatar brothers and sisters who deserve to live with the highest of standards in their historical homeland. These are the fundamentals of our policy regarding Ukraine, and they will not change, and all parties know about this.
Speaking about economic aspect of this story, there are talks about the Turkish stream now. These talks which were abandoned for many months, starting from this plane story. And now, do you think that this Turkey stream will happen, will be continued?
I think the situation is similar to one before the crisis. There are different projects being talked about. We have some this and that statement here and there, but the fundamentals of these projects haven't been started, and there are apparently competing ideas. People talk about the Nord Stream 2, for example, and that was the main concern. That continues to be the main concern, of course, in Ukraine and in large parts of Europe, I know. It's too early to talk about anything concrete. We will probably go back to where we were before the crisis with Russia, but even there things were not clear. We will see. We will, you know, Turkey, like Ukraine, needs to diversify its energy resources. Like Ukraine, well, now Ukraine has using the market in Europe, again Russian gas, but mostly through the European market. We are also quite a lot dependent on Russia. So our idea is to diversify. So we know what we need. And Turkey is at the same time becoming, in many ways has already become a hub, energy hub. This could be used in an optimum way, which would benefit Ukraine too, it's possible, and Europe, because of our central location, and because we've done a good job of, I think, realizing some of the projects that we have from the Caspian, for example, and now maybe more from the Middle East and possibly from the Eastern Mediterranean. We've managed these well. We'll continue in that respect, but it's difficult to say something concrete about the Turkish stream. As you know, this Turkish stream is mainly intended to go to Europe. So it's in many sense a decision that Europe has to make if it all comes to that.